In this video, traders, we're going to look at how current market conditions can make or break your trading thesis. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so this is an important one. If you're day trading and if you're swing trading, very often we'll have a thesis as a trader, right? We'll say, okay, well, I think it's going to do X, Y, Z. And we want to express that thesis as much as easy as we can, as best as we can in the market. We're buying a breakout, selling a breakout, pullback, whatever it may be. But the key here, and the problem we have as traders, rather than investors don't generally have that. Their thesis might be, I think this is going up over the next year, buy. And they sit there, they can sit through drawdown. It's not really relevant how accurate this. Of course, they can make better returns if they time it better. But generally speaking, if they're kind of drip feeding money in or buying a stock, they don't really care about short-term timing because they don't really expect to be stopped out immediately. Sure, if they're wrong over the year, maybe they have a kind of loss exit strategy. But you get the point. Traders is far more aggressive. And so a thesis is not just enough. And one thing I want to look at, and we'll go to the screens in a second, guys, is a particular day, as I was filming this, is about a week ago, just over a week ago. And the thesis was great. And in fact, the trading day was great, okay? And this is not sort of cherry picking stuff. It was a good day for me. But what I really spent a lot of time journaling this is just being very mindful of the type of day we're in, because it's an unusual day. It was a slightly unusual day, but the good thing is if you can get in tune with it, then the day will yield profits. And too many times, and what you've got to be careful of as a trader is getting involved in the day and trying to force what you believe is the strategy to set up on the conditions that aren't really there. So example is, okay, the pullbacks are quite larger than normal. So the first couple you sit and see, well, okay, it's still heading lower, but the larger pullbacks. Does that mean I discard my pullback trade? No, it doesn't. Or it can be, of course. But maybe it's no, I don't. No, I don't discard it. But what I do is I adjust now the entries that I'm trying to take. I wait a little bit longer for the pullback. I give it a little bit more extension. I don't rule out deeper pullbacks when perhaps I normally would under normal market conditions. So you start to then adjust and adapt your plan within the thesis of, I think it's heading lower to this level. How am I best going to express that? Okay, now I can adjust and adapt. And so it's kind of, especially from day trading, swing trading perspective, also I'm going to day trading example in a moment. But from a day trading perspective, it's looking and observing what's happening. Now, that might be you're already in a trade and your observation of the trade is, well, you know, I've got stopped out of that because it's pulled back against me quite a lot. Or it could be, I've made a good trade, now it's popped back up, now it's going low. It could just be observation of the market, you're not in the trade. From a swing trading perspective, it's the same kind of thing. Well, how it's been trading the week, in the month? You know, are we really swinging up and down as we're heading up? Have we got a kind of wide channel that's pushing up? Or have we got a very tight uptrend? Is it steep? Is it narrow? You know, are we getting spikes and then consolidation? There's very different ways to go from A to B. And so as a day trader, our job is to get in tune with the ebb and the flow, just like perhaps a surfer would do. You don't know when what the swell is going to be like, but you just want to wait and try and catch the right wave at the right time. So let's head over to the screens, have a look at this particular day, and not necessarily going to trade too much, but more of how we can learn from it and how we can kind of use that in future days as a reference point to perhaps make better trades. All right, let's go and have a look. So look at the screen now, guys, and this is the thesis was spot on for me. And by the way, we're going to do more videos like this. I'm going to do more videos like this, guys. So stick a thumbs up if you like this kind of thing. We'll talk through bad days, good days. I've got a few various videos that are going to be uploaded over time. To share some of my experiences with you and kind of group them around a theme so that we can take something from it as well. And I appreciate your comments as well in the comment section below. Let me know if you kind of resonate with this, your ideas for, you know, getting around this type of thing, or if there's a problem or this or that, the other, you know, stick your comments in the comment section below. Anyway, let's go back to the screen. So my thesis of this day was, yeah, to sell a kind of double top, if you like, a push to high that I thought was going to fail. The reason was, and I'm on a 1 minute chart here, was this was a high in this range for a while. And my other thesis was, you know, we've been up for a long time, we hadn't had a pullback yet. Forget about going into full detail about that. The thesis was, I want to sell a move to highs, and I'm going to look for it at the open. Sure enough, we got it, got the short. It was a nice short. It happened very, very quickly, ended up taking out the profit pretty quickly on that trade. Now, what's interesting and kind of the point of the video, guys, is we started to bounce up. And that's a strong bounce. That's a big bounce, over 50%. Normally you're thinking, well, that might be a V-shaped reversal. At that point in time, I'm feeling pretty smug that I came out into that wick. Now we're starting to push back up. And especially the VWAP as well. There's plenty of reasons why I took that out. Again, we're not going into full details. The market's now pushing back up. And so you're thinking, oh, brutal V-shaped reversal. Glad I caught that kind of 3-minute move. Then it starts to push down again. So now you're kind of looking at this and going, all right, let's have a look and see what's going on. I actually took a few more trades on the breaks on here, on pullbacks and stuff. But again, I don't want to make it all about those trades. What I want to make it about specifically is this kind of stuff. So what we do now is we start to measure the retracements here. We start to go, all right, well, that's like a 100-point move from downside. How much was that a swing from low to high? Okay, well, that's looking about a 60, 70-point move. Right, so we start to extrapolate these things down now and go, okay, how much was that? Oh, it's about 60 points. Oh, look, that's about 60 points. We can start to frame trades a little bit and go, well, we're getting 100-point downdrafts. So you can see there's a 100-point down move there, almost a 100-point down move from that one, 100-point down move from there. We start to frame what's happening in the market. And so now what we're doing is when we come to the pullback, let me just delete that off there. When we come to the pullback, we're not selling a 20-point pullback because history, i.e. the first hour, has told us, or first half hour has told us, pullbacks are 60 points, 50 points, 70 points. So why would we sell a 20-point pullback if we still believe the thesis of short? So say the thesis was, I've forgotten what my overall target on thesis was, but let's say a thesis was down there for argument's sake. It was, to do a full ATR lower. That was the thesis of the day. And we'd taken the short, we hadn't taken the short yet, market comes down, pulls back. It's already been rotating 100 points, 60 points, 90 points, 50 points, 110, whatever it is. Why would we then sell a pullback of 20 points? It just wouldn't make any sense for us to do that. And yes, there's an argument to say, well, it could be narrow. Of course, anything can happen in the markets. We never say it does that. But what we're saying is the current conditions are 100-point move down, 60-point move up, 100-point move down, 60-point move up. So where do we want to start to get short? Well, either we want to try and get the turn, we want to be looking at 50 to 70 points, or we wait for the backside of the move and short it more aggressively as we come off that 60 points. So we wait until, if we're not comfortable with doing that, then we wait to the turn. So the point is we start to then structure the trade around the thesis. There's my low target. There's what I want it to do. Now, how do I want to get on board that? I want to sell pullbacks or I want to sell breakouts. Okay, why would I want to sell breakouts if it's 100-point lower? I probably wouldn't, because history, very short history admittedly, but the current conditions have said that we've moved 100 points before pulling back. So if you've moved 80 points and you're trying to sell a breakout, you're probably going to be on the right end of it because you've only got a little bit of meat left in it before it could rip back up. So then you start to align yourself and say, okay, well, breakouts are okay if I take it on the back side of the move. Trend pullbacks are okay as long as I wait for a deeper pullback. And you start to then frame the trade. And it's nothing better, guys, as a day trader and a swing trader as well, is that when you are in flow and in tune with the market. So like, listen, it's rolling up. I can feel it rolling over now. There's my short entry. Take it out into the lows. Wait for this, wait for that. Now, conditions will change. And as we go back to the screen, we can see that conditions did slightly change a bit. After we start hitting the lows, we started stagnating at lows. And that then also is an indicator that things may change. And you can take that on board and say, well, hey, we've started stagnating now. What conditions have changed? I need to be careful of waiting for that deeper pullback because maybe this means we're going to pull back longer. Maybe I need to be careful now fading lows if that was your thing, because hey, if you had a long thesis, for example, I need to be careful fading lows because we haven't found those buyers aggressively. Let me just see how this behaves over the lunchtime period. Perhaps the volume just died off and we're going to stagnate here. So you start to then see how price has behaved relative to other behavior. And that's the key with a lot of things. It's the relative behavior that's so important. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, thumbs up. See you next one. Take care. Bye-bye.